I'm using an RCBS Pro Melt furnace. I set the temperature below the melting point of zinc, which is 787 degrees Fahrenheit, so that if I make a mistake and put a zinc wheel weight in the pot, it will not melt. This is the start of my exhaust system. It's sucking smoke off the pot and blowing it outside. Sorry for the noise. I have an inline fan that's sucking the air and smoke off the top of the electric furnace and blowing it outside the garage. I almost completely drained the electric furnace on the previous session, so there's very little lead to heat up at the start of this session, and then I'll start putting in the wheel weights. I have a piece of metal that I use to help slide the wheel weights into the furnace, because the space between the furnace and the start of the smoke exhaust system is very small. So I'll just put it where it's comfortable. It will pull the smoke up. Put some wheel weights on the piece of metal and slide them in. Usually like to fill the pot up with wheel weights. Of course, always wear your safety protection, eye protection, long sleeves, gloves, long pants, so that in case any molten lead splashes out, it'll hit your clothing and not you. So that will take a few minutes to melt. The first batch of ingots is almost completely melted. Time to put in some more. That will take a few minutes to melt. I will use the dipper to press the wheel weights into the melted alloy and try to knock the alloy off the steel clips. Then I can start tipping the clips out. I put them into a steel can. drain the alloy out of the dipper, of course. I could make a tool that would do this more efficiently. I never have. A big spoon with holes in the bottom, perhaps. Sometimes the hole in the bottom of the dipper will get partially clogged. So I'll take an Allen wrench of the correct size and work it through there to clean it out so that the lead will flow more quickly out of the dipper. Now that I have the last of the clips out of the furnace and the alloy is near the top, it's time to flux. Today I'm fluxing with Crisco, but there are other cooking oils and many other things that would work just fine for flux. So let it melt, stir it up, it'll smoke. Bucket, a lid of a bucket actually just fell down. Okay, now that it's fluxed, I should be ready to start pouring ingots. I have my ingot mold. I prefer the Lee brand because it's made out of aluminum, and aluminum will give up its heat more quickly than cast iron. So if I'm going to cast multiple ingots, multiple trays, then it will cool more quickly, being aluminum. I set the ingot mold where it will be underneath the bottom pour spout and fill it up. Set that to cool, and I have a second ingot tray that I also fill ingot mold. Now that I have 2 ingot molds filled, I'll let them cool and I'll start adding more wheel weights. I've added more wheel weights, but rather than let them just sink into the alloy, often I'll take the dipper and push them into the alloy, and they're going to melt much faster when they're in the metal rather than being outside in the air. Now that I have those wheel weights melted, the clips taken out and the alloy fluxed, it's time to empty the ingots and fill them up again. I like to put the ingots on the floor to let them cool. Now I fill the ingot molds again and just keep repeating the process until all the wheel weights are melted and cast into ingots. Now that I have all the wheel weights melted and the alloy fluxed, I will start draining the electric furnace of metal until I get it down fairly low, maybe 1 inch of alloy left. And I just start filling the ingot molds. Since I'll be casting ingots as quickly as I can, I'll turn the fan on to get the mold to cool more quickly. When the ingots are cool enough, I will dump them out of the mold and refill it. With the metal still hot, it's shiny, but as it cools, it will frost and become a dull color. Now that the ingots are cool, I can start picking them up and putting them away. The label is clip-on wheel weights, and that's what I've been melting and casting, so just put them away.